Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and welcome to today's national consultation on the issues related to labor market. At this time, we are going to invite Minister Indar Singh to come forward and give us a welcome for this morning.
It is with a great sense of pleasure and joy I take the opportunity on behalf of the Ministry of Labor and Small and Micro Enterprise Development, in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Administration, in extending a very warm and cordial welcome to each and every one of you on this national consultation on issues relating to the labor market in Trinidad and Tobago. Today brings the curtain down on, if I should use that phrase, whilst the week has not finished, on a very progressive and productive week from the point of view of the Ministry of Labor, Small and Micro Enterprise Development, and also the government of Trinidad and Tobago. Only earlier on this week, we had the pleasure of having a national consultation on the Employment Injury Benefits Bill or legislation that we want to bring to the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago to complement the Occupational Safety and Health Act, which will be of benefit not only to the workers of Trinidad and Tobago, but the entire population of this country, and take the opportunity to thank all those presenters and all those who would be making meaningful presentation and being involved in the deliberations to such that it will guide us all in ensuring a better Trinidad and Tobago, and a Trinidad and Tobago that will ensure sustainable growth and development for all of our citizens. I thank you.
So we have Mr. David Thomas, who is a Senior Labor Market Specialist at the Ministry of Labor and Small and Micro Enterprise, who is going to take up this position.
What I propose to do today is to focus on our mission statement, the mission of the Ministry of Labor, Small and Micro Enterprise Development. As you look on your desk, you will see in the middle there our mission statement, which really reflects a few things. It reflects our approach to entrepreneurial opportunity, income and wealth creation, which really should be the goal of any, not only developing country, but any country in the world. How do you get your people to develop wealth creation? And really, what the facts have shown is that the entrepreneurial spirit is the one that really gets countries going. In my bringing greetings to you from the ministry, I didn't want to get involved in all the technical aspects, because this will be fleshed out and you'll have an opportunity to contribute to the labor market information and the scholarships program and so on later on. So I just wanted to say a warm welcome to you all, and to wish that the proceedings will be very productive and that we will both learn from each other. And thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time it brings me great pleasure to introduce to you the next item, which is our keynote address, which is going to be taking place and presented by the Honorable Raduwarsi Nan Ramgoolam.
The Ministry of Public Administration is a facilitating partner to government ministries, departments, and agencies that are dedicated to supporting and developing a stronger and more versatile public service, and by extension, impacting positively on the quality of services offered to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. The Ministry welcomes the opportunity to partner with the Ministry of Labor and Small and Micro Enterprise Development in identifying the national demand for and the supply of labor, as well as identifying the challenges within this dynamic market, which we refer to as the labor market. The portfolio of the ministry also includes training and development of all public officers within the public service. The government invests heavily in human resource development through mechanisms such as scholarships, bursaries, full-pay study leave, GATE, and other forms of financial assistance funded by the public purse. In an era where countries and business enterprises in the Caribbean have to depend more and more on their own efforts to win and keep international markets, informed labor-related decisions can only be made where there is accurate assessment of the labor market. I take this opportunity again to wish you the best in your deliberations throughout the day. Thank you very much, and do have a productive day.
Thank you, Minister. And ladies and gentlemen, although this was not planned before, and it's not a major occurrence, it gives me absolute pleasure to introduce to you our Acting Prime Minister, Errol McLeod, to this podium to deliver the feature address for today's activities.
I'm indeed heartened by your presence here this morning to participate in this very important national consultation on issues relating to the labor market in Trinidad and Tobago. This consultation represents an equal collaboration of the Ministry of Labor and Small and Micro Enterprise Development and the Ministry of Public Administration. Some may say that this activity today should have taken place much earlier, based on the fact that many, if not most, developing countries are usually faced with unemployment challenges, and particularly structural unemployment, and most particularly in situations such as we have been experiencing in the world economy in recent times. Such unemployment often emanates from a mismatch between the skills required by employers and the skills developed by job seekers. A labor market information system that allows for the collection, processing, analyzing, and disseminating of information on the labor market is essential to taking the country from where it is today to where we should all want it to be. In support of this system, today's consultation has been organized to bring together key stakeholders and users of labor market information in accordance with the government's approach to tripartite participation. It is critical that we get feedback on your labor market information needs and the challenges that you face in accessing such information so that the system can be improved to work for you. I believe this participatory approach with the end user in mind is the best approach to enhancing this system in our country, Trinidad and Tobago. The government, through its National Policy Framework for Sustainable Development, as outlined in the 2010 Manifesto of the People's Partnership, has indicated that emphasis will be placed on making people the focus of national development. Participatory decision-making and social dialogue are essential components of the method of governance that we have instituted. Before closing, I would like to thank the National Steering Committee for their assistance in making this symposium a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades, colleagues, I thank you for your presence here today, and I look forward to your very valued contributions as we set about doing the business of making Trinidad and Tobago a better place where knowledge will be the key that would lead us to the kind of economic development that we so desperately need. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to everybody. I'm pleased for the Central Statistical Office to be associated with this national consultation on the issues relating to the labor market in Trinidad and Tobago. We have had a long association with the Ministry of Labor and a very strong relationship, and we are very glad for that, and we continue to collaborate with the Ministry of Labor. Our major functions are data collection, data processing, data dissemination, research, and consultancy services. The data that we collect, we disseminate via press releases, through our website, and through a section located at the office called the Publications and Information section. We also provide data to our various clients on request via email. The major methods of data collection are surveys, use of administrative records, and the censuses which we conduct. And we look forward to the information from the 2011 Population and Housing Census, which will provide a frame for us to redesign the survey so that we could continue to provide the nation with the information that it needs on the labor force, employment and unemployment. Thank you very much.
At this time, we're going to have Ms. Megan Sylvester, who is going to be addressing the issue of National Training Agency.
The National Training Agency is a central coordinating agency for all technical, vocational, education and training in Trinidad and Tobago. And our mandate is simply to develop, implement and maintain a national training plan for TVET that will create a workforce that is competent, certified, innovative, enterprising and entrepreneurial. And throughout my presentation, you're going to hear reference made to the issues of entrepreneurial development and workforce development, as we see that as one of our main aims at the NTA. To establish and maintain a national training system to harmonize, standardize, monitor, and evaluate all formal and non-formal national training efforts in TVET. To continually assess and provide relevant information on TVET and workforce development, to assist, support, and encourage the development of training programs. So our training provider registry, which I will speak more about later on, is really one of our developmental areas where we provide information on training available in Trinidad and Tobago, and to develop a structured and active system of communication and partnership with stakeholders, in particular at fora like these, and with continuing partnerships with other agencies in the economy. Our mission to coordinate, harmonize, and standardize, as indicated, and evaluate all TVET in Trinidad and Tobago. And our vision, a workforce that is competent and certified, innovative, enterprising, and entrepreneurial. So we see this circular motion taking place within the sector. I've run out of time. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right. Our first presenter will be Mr. Michael Anizet. And he's from NATOC.
Thinking about this whole question of the labor market and the setting up of the information department, let me say that this is a welcome opportunity on behalf of the National Trade Union Center to put our 2 cents worth as to how we see the issues from a NATUC's perspective. But more importantly, to us in NATUC, we believe that to go into the whole issue of what the labor market means, both micro and all the other issues, wouldn't give justice to this topic. And we would like to tickle the imaginations and look at a new paradigm, a new approach, a new way of thinking as it relates to the labor market. And while we recognize, yes, there are basic fundamentals that one needs to look at, we believe that the labor market is not only about statistics and data, it's not only about employment or manpower planning. We believe that the labor market is the very essence and existence of our society, because in our view, the labor market is about people. And I will end by saying, because I'm running out of time, that we cannot have or speak of first world status, and yet we will want to pay third world wages. I think that is an issue that must be addressed if we are serious about giving justice to this unit. Thank you.
We want to go into Mr. Neil Derrick from the ECA.
Our issues or challenges with respect to the labor market information is that it is just information or statistics. However, I must say that I'm relieved and was extremely happy to be presented at this time after the presentations that went before. Because one significant issue was with respect to how the information generated from the labor market being used to propel the country or to direct the spend. You know, we look at the World Bank considering the investment in education or the money spent on education as being investment. I don't want to, because I was assigned 10 minutes, repeat things that were said before. So in that regard, I think I've made our point. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Derrick. And at this point, we would just like to welcome Dr. Reynold Simmons from the ILO, who will give us a presentation.
I'm going to talk about a few of the challenges there are in developing, enhancing your labor market information in Trinidad. In essence, it tells you it is not only employment information, because I've been listening and many people talk about employment. It's not employment only. The labor market is more than employment because a lot of factors decide what employment will do. How fast or slow job creation will be, how much jobs will be destructed, and so on. For instance, the level of wages are an issue with respect to job creation. The health of the workers are an issue. The demographics of the society is an issue. How much labor supply you have on the market is an issue. Because if you have a too small a population to drive your economic development, for instance, you have many islands in the region where the labor force consists of 60% foreigners because the country itself is too small for the economy they have. So the labor market, there are many issues. There is also the issue of institutions. So for instance, the type of labor standards you have may also depend how hard or slow or how fast employment develops. And so labor market is not only employment, there's much more information than that. It cuts across education, demographics, poverty, and so on and so on. All those indicators, both qualitative and quantitative.
We also discussed the role of the key stakeholders, including labor, government and their agencies, including the Ministry of Labor and Small and Micro Enterprise Development, and the Labor Market Information Unit, and the Ministry of Public Administration, including their Scholarship Division and the National Training Agency.